What is up, everybody?
What it do, baby?
Yeah, you already know.
Welcome to today's video. Today's video is going to be about intuitive eating. So there's a thing going out in nutrition and health coaches or whatever. They're saying, oh, we should do some intuitive eating. If you feel like you should eat a cookie, go ahead and eat a cookie. So basically this video is going to tell you why that's a bunch of BS, okay? What is intuitive eating? Again, it's the thought of you should just eat whatever you feel like eating in that moment. Not all the time, but if you really want to eat that dessert, go ahead and eat it. Let me tell you why you shouldn't do it, okay? The second question was, should you do it? I don't think you should. Especially, of course, it depends on your goals. If you're a perfectly healthy person, you don't have any metabolic disease, not even disease, but damage or inflexibility, or you have some certain goals, here's why you shouldn't do it. So we live in an environment, there's something called evolutionary mismatch. So evolutionary mismatch is the things that were once, the traits that we had that were once beneficial in terms of evolution, in terms of us living 100,000 years ago. Those traits that were beneficial to us aren't beneficial to us anymore because our environment has changed so radically that, for example, we have a sweet tooth. Almost all human beings have a sweet tooth. Why? Because fruit, let's say fruit, honey, things that are sweet in nature, it's very, very rare to find those foods in nature. You don't have a year-round access to those foods. So our bodies, we're wired to seek out sugary foods because they don't come around that often and they're very beneficial to us when we find them out in nature. But again, today's environment is a mismatch. We have sugary foods everywhere, 24/7. You can find sugar anywhere, anytime you want. So that trait of us being wired to like sugar is actually a bad trait now. It makes us fat, it makes us sick, it makes us diseased. So that's why you shouldn't do intuitive eating. Yes, your body's always going to tell you, oh, I crave this, I crave that. Well, it's an evolutionary mismatch. Our environment is not the same as 100,000 years ago. So my channel, and I really help people with weight loss, especially people who've been overweight their whole lives. I want to teach you the power of no. This is what I used to lose over 60 pounds and keep it off. When I first started, I used this all the time. You have to start really thinking about saying no. No is going to be your best friend when it comes to weight loss because you're going to get so many temptations, so many offers from other people. But the more you say no to foods that you know you shouldn't be eating, the more you get closer to your goal. I've always had to say no, no, no. I really became that guy. I became that guy when we go out to eat, when my friends came over, anything, when family parties, when people offer me food, I always said no. And yes, I was that guy, but it got me closer to where I wanted to go, who I wanted to become. You know, becoming healthy is a challenge. A lot of people fail losing weight. So if you can practice the power of no and become disciplined and turn down the foods you know you shouldn't be eating, well, that's going to obviously get you closer to the person who you want to be. So that's it for today's video. Intuitive eating, the thought of, oh, we should just eat. If you really feel like you should be eating it, go ahead. No, you shouldn't be really doing it because evolutionary mismatch. We don't live in the same environment as we did 100,000 years ago. Those traits of seeking out, fats, sugar, salt. Again, I'm not saying that fat, sugar, and salt is bad for you. Not at all. But in the context of today's environment where you got the new fats, rancid, inflammatory seed oils, you got processed sugar that's everywhere, and you got processed salt. If you get those three foods, I'm talking about the fats, sugar, and salt in a more natural sense, Those are very, very beneficial to us. But we don't live in that environment, so it's not useful anymore. And the power of no. The more you say no, the more you stay disciplined in your approach, the faster you're going to get to your goals. So that's it for today's video. Appreciate you watching. Peace out.